Come on. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Till the wrist, I was never at the hit. I would never get it off my chest, though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. Don't need no scale. I've been on my, I don't need no help. Always getting money, rains, no sleet, hell. Keep it on me cause my name ring bells. People see me and can't help themselves. See me and themselves. I wouldn't wanna be anybody else. I never used to think I'd be a magazine cover. They keep on trying to find a ways to push my buttons. I came out of the jungle where it rained and it thundered, but I bring the heat like the summer. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back.
All right, Coach, it is a cold night in western Pennsylvania as we bring you inside Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. Down. 10 Lobo.
We want this.
5.
Mike 51. Mike 51.
Bam.
Check nickel.
5.
On first and 10, far. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game. Okay, it's time for me to break out my thesaurus for that one. And I don't have anything. That was amazing. One-handed in this weather. I mean, you know the ball's got to be slick, but to be able to catch it and come down with it, what do they call that? The process of the catch? He completed it all the way through.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Yep.
Let's go right here. Go, Mike 51.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Bravo.
51's the mic. 51's the mic. You ain't got nothing.
On 3rd down, far. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Shaquem Griffin, he was relentless there as he hits home for the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
At their own 29-yard line.
Ready, set.
Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
Switch. Screw draw Porker. Get it.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Let's go, baby.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On play action, Locke. But he's going to take a shot right away, and that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Block off of play action. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, they'll throw with Locke. That is incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Got what he needed for the 1st down with a gain of 2. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Charlie.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. Dancing to his left. He'll run it, and he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lock eluding the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Devin Bush, the linebacker, was the one there in pass coverage.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Go. Hard.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback when he delivers the ball.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, and the whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, switch gears. Switch. Joker.
Get it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Hey, echo. Hey. Now.
Operating from the gun. Far. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Hey, team 6, team 6.
To throw on 3rd down. Block. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw from his end zone. Far, and that is incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Far. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he'll give it here to his running back. That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down. What did you see there on the defensive side? What allowed that good-sized run?
Well, they were in a cover 2 alignment, which means your 2 safeties are back away from the line of scrimmage. So if you can match up your blocking at the line, at the point of attack, there's usually some room, a big gap between that 2nd level and 3rd, and that's what they were able to exploit.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ready? 60 outlaw. Get it.
On 2nd down now. It's Henderson. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Locke to throw. He's got his tight end Fant. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Clock now on first down. This is the tight end Fant. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Go.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Check three, check three, check three.
Hey, exit.
Clock now to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Locke looks to throw it again. And able to find Deshaun Hamilton complete. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They look to throw. It's Locke. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. That's caught at the 3. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Let's go now. Turn 2 soft.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Down.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops.
And that's caught inside the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and this is back to a 5-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, good footwork on the spin. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
They fake the handoff, now Locke. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Steelers take over first and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side?
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come to halftime at a 5-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Locke and the Broncos going to come up first and 10 at their own 43. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Off play action, far. And Woods has it complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
We go set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Hey, let's go. It's time to come across.
Hey, Zoo.
51, Mike. Mike 51.
Pilot, 64. Weak.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Good track, good track. Kill. Mike 51, Mike 51.
Look at me. Door.
Here's 2nd and 8. Forced out to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Watch the block, motion, block.
Hey, orbit.
Right here, guys. Mike 51, Mike 51.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
Ready.
From the gun, far. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 39-yard line.
Check 52. Check 4.
Hey, Alpha. Five.
Looking to throw. Far. Going deep to the end zone for Juju. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster. His 2nd touchdown of the night as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this is back to a 5-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over.
And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. 74 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
And to give this time to the tailback. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
70, 80. Look at me, skipper.
951, 951.
Greystone, travel.
No. Off.
Hey, Delta.
Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51.
Get it.
2nd and 3. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 41.
Now.
First carry for James Conner, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. James Conner, the running back, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Check. Fresno. Showing up.
Operating from the gun. Far. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 22-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Back to throw. Far. That's to his running back. Complete. But he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur, so they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Charles, you said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. And to give this time to the tailback. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Locke. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
And now this throw complete to Washington. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Yep.
Mike 50.
Five.
Me and you.
Five.
On first down, Favre going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 21, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Let's go now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Broncos on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 8.
Bravo.
Throwing now is Locke. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hey, here I come.
Locke going to go on 4th down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And no, it's incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
Let's go. 60 or.
Here we go. Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right.
Get it.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Far. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Looking for Woods that time.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll actually throw it with Locke. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 22. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
90, Wolf.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Ready.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
He's crashing. He's checking.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Off the play fake. Far. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Chris Jones in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
From the gun, Far. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with the clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Broncos, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.